Hi, Cody Kaiser here, and to all of you marks out there, the Pro Wrestling Podcast with the best wrestling talk and best deals is and forever will be right here on Sit Down Marks Podcast.
That's the difference between you and me. You talk about it, I do it.
Sit down, Marks!
Let me talk to you. Acknowledge me.
What's happening, people? Come on in, sit down, because boy, do we have a lot to talk about. It's Wrestlemania season, the post-Wrestlemania show, the aftermath, if you will. Episode number 187 of the Sit Down Marks Podcast, Mania 42 review. Boy, that 187 sounds a little familiar, Dylan. I think we might have heard that once or a gazillion times. No murder, death, kill here today, though, man. We're all none but positive vibes. Gonna bring the boys in fresh off Mania weekend. Well, shit.
Well,
Good
shit.
to see you, brother.
What is up, guys? Happy to be here. We are, like you said, fresh off of a jam-packed, well, I wouldn't say jam-packed, not quite as long as an AEW pay-per-view, but anyway, WrestleMania weekend. So let's get into it.
And back with us, the front row sitter. You know him as Green Hat Guy. What's going on, Dylan? Good to see you, brother.
I would love to tell you what's going on, but first we got to take an 8-minute break for commercials before we can continue.
Let's do that.
Oh, man.
What's going on, guys? It's, we're in that WrestleMania hangover. I watched like 18 shows from like Wednesday to Sunday or something like that. Just jam-packed, best weekend of the year, at least normally. Maybe not this year. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, as Trick says, man. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. So we're going to kick out the hot start today. No hot start. We'll bring it back next time on the next podcast because there's so much Mania to cover. So we're going to jump right into it. But Primo, give me Batman anyway, man. Let's get it. All right, WrestleMania, baby. Everybody had plans. Nate in the chat, I think he was there over the weekend.
He was there.
Yeah, man. So it was a big one, man. Good stuff. And, excited for people that got to go. I know you people paid a lot of money to get there, so I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Let me say that because I heard about a lot of the prices of some things and some shady, $10, bottles of water being charged at some, indie events and stuff. So, a lot of dirtiness going on.
How much was that tomahawk steak?
300, I think.
Oh my God.
I believe it.
They treated our indie brethren dirty down there. I heard so. But outside of that, man, let's hop to the main show. Attendance for both nights, I think, was 5,000 tables, 6,474 commercials. Yeah, I think. No, just kidding. Cena come out and said 106,072 for both nights. I guess after they added Bianca's baby in there too. So, but before we jump too far in, boys, did y'all catch any of the Hall of Fame? I'll be honest, I don't watch them. Never have really.
So they did it kind of weird this year. You had to, I think they showed it on ESPN.
It was after SmackDown, like it has been the last couple years, but I think it was like only on ESPN.
That's what I'm saying. So before you could like directly tune from SmackDown directly into it,
right?
From this time, I had to I was watching SmackDown right here, and then I had to teleport to the United Kingdom for a brief moment. But then I was exhausted, so I just went to bed. But I did rewatch. I went back and rewatched Stephanie's and AJ's.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think? They good?
Stephanie's video package was pretty awesome. They cut off AJ's video package. Yeah.
Those dirty bastards. I'm pissed.
Go
now.
back and watch it. The video packages. They have a standalone video of the video package, like that you can watch on WWE's YouTube or whatever. But
Yeah.
like on the during the actual induction, I think just like anything else, I don't remember exactly what happened. I think it was a commercial or something.
Well,
And
shit.
basically, it comes into, they were singing "Higher" by Creed into
Right.
his promo package, and Good Brothers inducted him, and he kept his short and sweet. He was the last one. He said he knows how it is to sit right there, so he's like, all right, well, let's get out of here, boys.
Good Brothers, Too Sweet on the way out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I think Rick's and Razors, I think might be the only two I've sought out. Oh, and Tully's with the Horsemen. Yeah.
I usually watch them,
Yeah.
but they made it more difficult this year.
Sure.
Yeah. I usually catch up after the fact because, like, now there's indie shows going at that time. So I was deep into spring break when that was happening, and I haven't caught to it yet, but I'll get to it eventually.
Not to mention, it was at midnight. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm on the East Coast
Yeah.
and they're in Vegas, so that does have to take
9
a lot
o'clock
to do with
there,
it. But
8, whatever.
Yeah.
Nate said the Tomahawk was $151. That's more like it, and I can attest to you. I'm in the meat business. You can get a nice Tomahawk, probably what they sold them for, probably about $30, $40, and they probably put the WrestleMania logo on it. That's what kicks it up
for
to
the
151.
little branding on it.
Yeah.
Good stuff though. Funny that when we were like kind of like before we get into night one, we were talking about night one. I don't remember which one of you said it, but I remember we were talking about one of us goes, or one of you guys go, man, I don't even know if it was on the last show, but night two is going to obliterate night one. Like it's not even going to be close. And like when we saw the cards, and boy, which one of you ever said that was absolutely spot on, because I feel like night one felt like a pre-show. Like
yeah, it definitely did. And yeah, we'll get into it more, but night one I was like ready to quit watching wrestling almost. Like it was, man, it was rough, man.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Let's get into it, man. All right, so night one, right? Tables, commercials, and a lot of bullshit, right? Oh my! But Cena comes out. I love this, man. Cena was fantastic.
Best host so far.
Yeah, second best part of WrestleMania. You could tell he was enjoying himself. I love seeing Cena like this. Way he was talking to Stu, we're not running, well, this is different. Oh, hey, Stu, you know what I mean? Like, he's got just such a great sense of humor. But this made me laugh, smile, happy right off the bat, but Cena, give me that every year. Like just make it an annual thing if he wants to do it, obviously. But man, it was good. It was good. I thought he was great in the role. Love seeing him in the suit.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I thought like I said, a big step up from like Cardi B, or what was that other one, Dylan?
Oh,
Red.
Sexy Red,
Sexy
NXT.
Red.
Yeah.
Big step up from those to hosts, if you even want to call him that, because we actually saw him more than once. We saw him at the beginning of the shows and in the middle of the shows when he did the whatever you want to call it, attendance.
Yeah. And like in a suit. I think it was Primo last week. Maybe they asked, are we going to see him in jorts? And no, not the jorts and a brand new special, limited edition T-shirt. Like that Cena is retired. It is.
He did have one
corporate Cena. I'm sure they did, but he didn't have it on.
Yeah.
This is retired Cena. Honestly, I wish we saw more of them, which kind of gets into my complaints about the show overall. But both nights it was, hi, welcome to WrestleMania. Here's your first match. And then later in the show, here's how many people were here. And, night two, I'm sure we'll get into it. We got a little bit more fun there. But, I wish we saw some backstage stuff and bumping into people, something. But like Primo said, I will gladly take that little bit of Cena way over anybody else they've tried shoehorning in there. So, great stuff.
I'm gonna push back on it because I think they use Cena perfectly. Like if he bumps into somebody backstage, then that's working an angle to me. And you're gonna start putting stuff in my head of thinking he might come back and have another match.
That's fair. This year, especially this year, with him just having retired,
right?
If he does it next year, maybe he bumps into somebody in passing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying another match, but so many people are still like, well, maybe he's coming back at some, whatever. So yeah, that's a great point by you. If he did, people would be going, "Oh my gosh, Cena's going to wrestle, whoever."
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Right. All right, let's jump into it. First match, boys. LA Knight and the Usos defeated Vision with. This is the Mania 42 opener. A spot for a YouTuber, Astro Splash. I think they just wanted him to do that so they could say that. You know what I mean? But I mean, it was a pretty cool spot. But we're going to talk about the influx of people outside of wrestling being in wrestling, and it doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. But this is an opener. What do you guys think? Meh to me.
Yeah, I'll echo that. We're a long way from Brett and Owen opening the show here. It was on ESPN2. Throw Logan out there, throw Speed out there. They didn't overstay their welcome, which, man, none of these matches overstayed a welcome. That is for sure. But yeah, I'll agree with the meh. Just it was what it was, and they moved on.
Yep.
Yeah, that was worse than a wet popcorn fart. I'll tell you what, it was pretty bad. That opener was, I guess, meh is a great way to describe it. I thought that when Speed got up there, I'm like, I know they obviously probably practiced it with a crash pad, but I'm just like, they didn't practice it in front of 50,000 people. And he has got to be terrified. and also too, I've watched a few of his streams, and I've where he was working out and stuff. Mm-hmm. And on his streams, he is cut. He's lean. He's cut. But next to a WWE superstar, he looks tiny.
Right.
Yeah. And the splash was fine. It looked.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It was fine. Yeah. It's we can't knock him for that by any means, but. Yeah, I don't think the three of us were the intended audience on that one.
Right.
What do y'all think about the Austin Theory and Logan's new pose where they flex and do the V with their arms?
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I kind of dig that.
Right. I don't see why we didn't lead off with Drew and Fatu with the knowing that Fatu was going to go over.
I thought that's what they were going to do.
Yeah, that would have been way better. And then the right move to me would have been the Vision going over in the second match because they're the tag team champions. Now they're already having LA Knight eyeball people. It's just all over the place
they don't care about the tag titles one bit.
They don't.
They were hoping, and who knows if it worked out or not. You're at a bar and you see I Show Speed and Logan Paul on TV, and you're going to pay $30 to watch the rest of the show, which. If people did, more power to them, but
it did.
I don't know.
All right, next up was the unsanctioned match. Fatu defeated Drew McIntyre via 2 moonsaults via toolbox interference. A throwback to the PTSD from Drew. It was a Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell with Punk,
with Punk. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that was kind of cool little fallback there. I found out today on the internet. Cool. I want to shout him out. Xavier Sky, former wrestler. He makes tights. He does gear. He made Fatu's gear for.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was for that. But I like this match. I mean, I didn't love it. I liked it. I guess it kind of needed what it, did what it needed, it needed to do. Yeah. I guess, knowing what we know about Monday with Fatu coming out, but yeah, this was good, man. And I felt like this was kind of like the start of Fatu's real push. So, a few small things I liked on night one. This was one of them.
Yeah. I mean, Go ahead, Dylan.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep following DB so I can just keep saying, yeah, exactly what you said. Just echoing DB over here. But I thought it was, like DB said, good, not great. I agree with that. It was an unsanctioned match. It was pretty tame for an unsanctioned match, but I guess that's because they're on, ESPN2. I didn't see anything that makes me go, oh, that's why WWE didn't want to sanction it, because they're doing, X, Y, and Z. It was basically just a hardcore match, which was fine. If they had called it a street fight, I think my expectations would have been lowered a little bit, and it would have been better. Because I'm thinking, unsanctioned, not to go AEW, deathmatch level, but there was going to be some blood or something, and there wasn't. But yeah, the match was fine. I said last week I'd like to see whoever wins get a title shot, but I didn't think they'd be going up, in the Cody Randy, so I didn't see it happening. So I liked the little, change of what happened on Monday. But yeah, again, nothing wrong with it. I enjoyed it. It was fine.
Yeah, for what it was, I didn't mind it. Was this our first introduction of the weekend with tables?
Right.
Also,
Slim Jim tables. Make sure you get Slim Jim in there.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Tables brought to you by Slim Jim. No, it was cool. We wanted, or I think we all picked Fall 2 to go over here. I did like the callback to the.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
I did.
Well, I did like the callback to the toolbox. It's like that was one of the first things they did in the match.
Yeah,
right.
And it, Drew was like terrified of this toolbox, even when it was empty. And I don't know, I just thought it was fine, like you guys said. And that was our start of the mini tables that would be broken.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, the 4-way women's tag team match. We had a big return here. Nikki's out, hurt. Nikki Bella's out, hurt, surgery, something like that. So Paige makes her return, takes Nikki Bella's spot in the match. They win the match. She wins the match with Brie. Basically, the match was like a showcase for Paige. Everybody just kind of rolled out and let her do her thing. I did think it was funny that Cole said, Michael Cole said nobody saw this coming, and I was like, well, I'm pretty sure Primo texted the article about her returning yesterday to me, so I don't think that is the right thing to do. But
yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not a Paige fan. I mean, she's good both, at addition to the division, you know what I mean? But otherwise, but I just felt like this match, that is probably the best thing they could have done with this match, honestly. I mean, for, being honest, we didn't really have expectations for it. So, any thoughts on Paige's return?
This was going to be probably my first bathroom break match. And you're right. I did send a screenshot of the Paige re-signed to WWE that I don't know, the day or two before. But we all speculated that she would go into an angle with AJ, kind of like the old days. So this actually was not a thought in my mind for her to be in this particular match, especially so soon. Like she signed the day or two before.
Right.
So I didn't think we were going to see her already.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, I thought she looked pretty dang good in the ring. And yeah, I mean, it was weird. It was almost like nostalgic because, of that era, the Bellas, and then AJ was there later in the night. So
she looks like a different wrestler to me, because did she have that tattoo in the last time she was in WWE? Did she have that tattoo, one right between her boobs or something right there?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah. She just looks different to me. She's like, she
looks more grown up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
She was very young when she was in WWE the first time.
Right.
But no, it was fine. It was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. I thought Alexa's gear, her whole look, kind of like that tribute to Bray Wyatt. I thought that was sick. Buckle up. I'm going to say something nice about Nia Jax. I liked her and their demolition, the white demolition.
Her and Lash.
It took me a second. Yeah, her and Lash. Thank you. It took me a second to realize that it was demolition because it was white, and I'm used to, the black studs that demolition would wear.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
Here comes the axe. Here comes the smasher. Sorry, I just have.
I think no, you literally have to. I'm glad you did. Our podcast would have got canceled if you didn't.
Right.
I think this was the first. the first time I got kind of like actually aggravated during the show, because last year, if you remember, a tag title match, Bailey gets hurt, Becky replaces her as the mystery partner, they win the titles. This year, exact same thing. Nikki gets hurt, Paige replaces her, they win the tag titles. Like, man, if you wouldn't win the tag titles at WrestleMania, take out your partner during the show or before the show, something, and get a new mystery partner, and you're guaranteed the tag titles. So the same creative back-to-back years. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way, like pretty early in the show, and that kind of just set the tone, I think, for how I watched the rest of it.
We got those goldfish memories, man. That's what they say, right?
But yeah, again, it was fine. WrestleMania, but it was fine.
It was fine.
I forgot to mention that about Alexa's gear. Not only was the tribute to Bray, but she was also she was all grayish, black and white, and Charlotte was all colorful. So they were kind of like
it kind of popped. Yeah.
All right, boys. Women's Intercontinental title match: AJ Lee, the champ, versus Becky. Becky wins by pinfall after AJ hits like a exposed turnbuckle. They really pushed the Jessica Carr Becky feud. I think they're going to keep going back to that. It's going to end up being something big later on down the line. But already Becky, a 3-time women's Intercontinental champion. And that's us saying that, not just her, so that
not just us.
that we
Sports Illustrated, Bleacher Report even said it.
Yeah, exactly. So but damn it. This is how wrestling gets me sometimes, man. I'm starting to kind of become a little bit of a Becky fan. Like, she's so annoying, I'm starting to like her. Like, it's what I mean? I've always been, kind of like against her, but I'm liking this iteration of it. But that belt needs to go somebody next that's up and coming.
What's funny is
it needs to go somebody.
Ever since we did that podcast a few episodes ago where we did the top 5 heels right now or something like that, and I named Becky, and I said that my love for her has kind of fallen off or whatever. Since then, it's kind of come back a little bit, gradually, and I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with her winning, but like I know I said last episode, this is gonna be her 3rd one already. But
right,
I guess who else? She's the one. She did make the belt even more. I don't know. It fits her well, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, it gives her something to do without her being in the main title feud, and I'd have no problem with her going back to the main title. But she really is making the IC title her own thing. I agree, DB, the next challenger, her next champion needs to be somebody that can run with it.
Yeah.
They kind of tried it with Maxine, and I guess that didn't really work. I can't imagine they'd put the title on Jessica Carr. Like, it's got to be like, somebody else beating Becky, maybe with Carr's help, to set up a Becky Carr match. But frankly, I'm pretty interested in a Becky and Carr match. I have no idea what Carr can do in the ring, but they've been going back to this, 6 months now, or it feels like. I'm excited to see what that looks like. As far as this Mania match, I didn't feel like it was much different than what we saw from AJ and Becky in the past. Like, nothing really stood out to me. Again, it's WrestleMania, and this match was just fine.
Fine, right. I could see Becky losing the belt to a controversial count by Jessica moving forward. You know what I mean? Like something like that. So,
jumping ahead a little bit, but if Sol Ruca is going to be on Raw, I would not mind seeing them put that title on Sol Ruca quick and just let her run with it. But maybe it's too much too soon. But anyway, yeah.
All right. Next up, Gunther versus your boy Seth freaking Rollins. Seth went to sleep, man. Obviously after a few Braun Breaker spears from Seth, but the match between Gunther and Seth, like, this wasn't the best with these two. Like, they needed to do this over, but fell in the fine area again. You know what I mean? Like, but what did you guys think about Braun's return? And the feud moving forward, obviously with Seth, should be good with the Vision and Paul and all that stuff. But Gunther getting another win.
Yeah, this was my favorite match on the show. And I don't think it was even close. Honestly, I actually really liked the match. We said last week they were kind of just making the best they could with the injury bug biting these stories. I thought the match, I really liked the match. Maybe it's because we had been served a whole bunch of just fine prior to it, that it was finally like, hey, here's something for the wrestling fans. Let's go. This is good. It looks like Braun looks like he's back. I mean, pretty physical on Saturday, pretty physical last night. So I'm excited to see him and Seth going forward. And they were able to, to get Gunther a favor from Paul Heyman out of this, which I think is going to be something we come back to later in the year, I hope at least. And this probably the highlight of night one for me was this match right here.
But he didn't even earn the favor. He had to have help from bum-ass Braun Breaker coming out on Saturday. We could have saved that for Monday, by the way. That's what I think about that, number one. We could have saved Braun's return for Monday, not interrupt this match, have an actual clean finish where Seth Rollins wins, and that's probably where I'm most sour about. Like, why fuck Gunther, man.
I'm not going to come to their credit often on this show, but like this was a spot where like both guys like needed, in air quotes, a win or at least an excuse. Like Seth's just coming back. You don't really want to beat him as soon as he comes back. He was the champ when he left. That kind of gets forgotten about. He had the title when he got hurt. And, well, not everybody is as smart as you, Primo, okay? Give the rest of us a break.
I just want him to get it back.
Yeah, give the rest of us a break over here. But, Gunther just beat Cena. He just beat AJ. He just beat Goldberg. You don't really want him just taking an L right here either. I'm not going to come to their defense maybe again the rest of the show. But, I got it on this one. I thought they're all tied together fine. A lot of snake-bitten stories. I think they just did the best they could out of this one.
Well, and I think this is kind of a cheap way for Gunther too, for us to just hate him even more, right? For getting a fucking cheap win on Seth that he didn't really have anything to do with.
Yeah, he didn't really have a thing, like you said, anything to do with the win. I mean, he did capitalize, but the whole favor thing, it's like, if I was Paul, I'd be like, no, why don't? Okay, you choked him out after Braun took him out.
Right.
I think the favor more so comes to Gunther stopping Seth from just wrecking Paul on Raw. It's how I took it from the beginning. It wasn't like I'm going to beat Seth and earn a favor. It was like, Paul, I just saved your ass. You owe me. It's how I took it. But
point.
All right, next up, boys, for the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. We got some Judgment Day interference, and it led to a pretty quick match and new. Liv coming out. We're going to talk entrances after night one, but man, she's leaning into this new song she's got. She had like a Britney entrance. She looked a little gas getting in the ring, but still, they didn't go, but what, six
something, just under 7.
So, it was a quick match, but I mean, I like this move. I mean, I like Stephanie Vaquer. I think she's a great wrestler. Does she do anything for me storyline wise? No. So Liv's gonna have more drama, bring more bullshit to the
Autobots.
Sorry, wrong button. Autobots.
I do love some Transformers, but
but hey, I like this. Sleazy Liv is back on top. What do you guys think?
I was a big fan of Liv winning. I thought for sure, like I said before, I thought Raquel was gonna cost her here actually, but let me just say Hulk Hogan and George Kittle are two things that got more time this weekend than this match.
I'm telling you, dude. Yeah, that beer chug was longer than some of the matches.
Yeah.
So just to touch on that one real quick, I did not see a single Hogan ad. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or if it wasn't on ESPN.
They were like,
I'm assuming you were overseas for this.
Primo. I was in the UK, so they were really driving it home for us international fans.
It was a documentary coming out, I think.
On Netflix, it sounds like they hammered it hard, but on ESPN, there wasn't anything. I did not see. I saw Twitter talking about every single Hulk Hogan ad. ESPN did not show one. But to go to the match, Liv's entrance might have actually been my highlight of night one, just being honest.
Sure.
Stephanie, I'm going to kind of echo DB again. I really like Stephanie. But I was glad to see Liv get the win, freshen it up. I thought that they really sold me on this storyline. We all thought it was going to be Liv and Raquel at Mania, if you back up to like the Rumble.
Right.
And they kept it with Stephanie, and the way they built it over the last couple of weeks, like how physical they got and Liv having the big goose egg and all of that stuff. I really got invested just so they could go for 6 minutes. Now, I thought the 6 minutes was good, but that one really was the one that left me going like, what? Why have I watched an hour of commercials and we're getting 6 minutes of this women's title match that's going on second to last? That's supposed to be a big spot. But take the time out of it. I thought the match was fine. I was really glad to see Liv get the win.
Yeah, man.
What even likes the 49ers anyway?
Yeah,
Sorry.
not me. We always lose them.
I actually thought Kittle.
I did think George
out of all these celebrities, I thought Kittle was the best.
I thought he was entertaining,
including the wrestlers,
I like
the
Kittle,
people wrestling. I thought Kittle was the best.
Yeah, I like him. He's a cool dude. All right, after this, before we got to the next match, Bianca comes out and tells us that she's pregnant.
Congratulations.
Without Montez. So
I thought that was weird, DB. I thought that was weird. Like, we know they're a couple. We've acknowledged they are a couple. Instead, she comes out and is like, John, I'm pregnant. I was like, John, you got something to tell us? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, but I think that was coming up to what happens Monday, though.
You're right. Yeah. Made sense. Like, we didn't see him all weekend, and the jokes probably would have started flying. You know what I mean?
Right,
yeah. Like, but all right, the final match, the finale, the main event, if you will, if you want to call this bullshit that. Jelly Roll versus Pat McAfee. Oh, wait a minute. There's actually a wrestling match in here. There's some wrestlers in here, boys.
Yeah.
It was Cody and Randy. Right. Okay. So, I mean, we had Pat, right? Jelly Roll comes out to cancel each other out. The table spot. Fucking, by that time I'm so tired and annoyed, and I watched it on replay. I didn't even watch it live. Like, I was just like, man, this is. Man, and I was like, I'm not even as tired as I would have been at this time, and I'm annoyed now. But the fans really wanted Randy to win here. You could really tell. I mean, this shit was it was like, I wrote down, this is an overbooked circus. That basically, just led up to however they can get to where Randy could punt Cody in the face. And with Randy standing tall with the belt after losing on night 1 of Mania. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is just all backwards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is somebody, running that don't know what's going on? But, Cody retains by a pinfall, obviously. Orton and McAfee, their entrance pissed me off just for being so damn long. Like, you ain't guys gonna ham it up that long. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, the disappointment just rained out. I watched night 1 on ESPN. My feed was on ESPN. Night 2, my feed was on Netflix. So I feel you on the Hulk Hogan reference. And they played that thing so much that I knew about how long it was going to be that I could go to the kitchen and do something.
Right. It's like over. Over a minute, man.
Yeah. Golly. But I'll start with you, Primo. Main events.
Man.
We wanted Randy to get this thing, but here we are.
We've been clamoring since Cody returned for this match. And we already bitched and complained about them adding Pat McAfee. It was even dumber that they added Jelly Roll, but I feel like they did that just for DB. And then on top of that, we finally get to this match and we try to put those other 2 side note asterisks out of our mind and maybe enjoy the match. And the whole match, Cody's being a heel. And then at the end, of course, it ends with Randy, after fucking Jelly Roll put Pat through the table, he gets stretchered out and he flips off the crowd. He comes back out in where all of a sudden he has a ref shirt and he has a neck brace on, comes out, he counts too slow, and of course we all know Randy's going to kill him for that. So then Randy does what Randy should do, and he RKOs him, which Cody then capitalizes on. Another heel tactic. and then wins the match. And then, so at this point, we're like, oh, was this like we thought maybe the whole double turn thing. And then, which gets flopped back because then Randy punts the shit out of Cody's face. So
Right.
I was more confused at the end than anything and dissatisfied.
Yeah, and that's WrestleMania. That's how you're leaving WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Not Backlash, not the Raw before Mania. That's WrestleMania. No, I don't know, maybe halfway, 3/4 of the way through the match, they kind of got me. I was kind of feeling it a little bit because, Pat attacked Cody before the bell, and Jelly Roll just shows up out of nowhere, which I'd rather him just show up than get a full 10-minute entrance. They take Pat out at the beginning of the match. Jelly Roll's not in the match, and they actually have a one-on-one match for a while, and I was okay with that. And I kind of start noticing, like Primo said, Cody's kind of working heel, and Randy is selling a lot, like a very sympathetic babyface. I'm like, are they doing a double turn? Are they really going to do this? After all the shit we gave them, are they going to pull this off, really? And then Pat comes back out, and I'm like, okay, since when is Pat a ref?
Right.
That didn't add up at all. Oh, Pat's counting. This is okay. This is fine. And I didn't I thought it was slow, but not an overtly I'm trying to screw you over slow. You didn't do the Shane McMahon 1-2 flip off. So I thought maybe it's just Pat McAfee not being an experienced ref trying to be a ref. And Randy RKO's him. I'm like, they're really doing this.
Yeah.
And then he tried to low blow Cody. Cody countered. Finally, Cody goes, oh, maybe I should stop people from kicking me in the nuts. Maybe that would help my career. Yeah. And low blows Randy and gets the win. And I was like, okay, I didn't expect Cody to win, but Cody winning, if what they've told us is true, Cody winning means Pat's not going to be back, so that's cool. But I'm still kind of like, that was weird. And then, like you said, Primo, then Randy takes him out after, hits him with the belt, punts him. And now what are we doing? Man?
Right.
I'm not sitting here oh, that dirty heel, Randy Orton. I don't like him for kicking my hero, Cody Rhodes. I don't have any heat on Randy. I'm sitting here confused and why did I just spend 4 hours of my night watching this? And this is supposed to be WrestleMania, man. And a couple small things I did like Cody finally did whatever it takes to retain the title. Last year he could have hit Cena with the belt and he didn't, and he lost. He's learning that way. Like I said, he finally low blowed somebody. It wasn't just a super clean cut. I'm gonna do this exactly by the book while everybody's booing me anyway. That part I appreciated. But man, this is Wrestle freaking Mania, and I'm sitting here aggravated and confused. Not oh, I hate Randy Orton. Why did I just watch this? What was the point? Did they ruin, Primo said, we've been waiting 3 years for this. Did they ruin the story getting to Mania just to give us heel Randy right after Mania with no Pat involved? Are we really going to get to the story now that we're past the biggest show of the year? None of that really. I hated it. Just to be blunt. I hated it.
They just overbooked the fuck out of it, man. It didn't need all the other extracurricular shit. You know what I mean? That match would have been fine putting together, just them two. But yeah, we could talk about all night how shit it was. I don't even think this fucking shit deserves a smelly mark. So let's talk about what the best entrance was of night one. I feel like Liv was probably just wow, she's doing this. This is a damn Britney Spears video right now. The hair whips and all that shit. You know what I mean? So Seth was kind of cool. The blacked out eyeballs are weird.
Smoking jacket.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot on night.
Jacobs was
I'm
cool.
just forgetting.
Yeah. Jacobs was cool. Stephanie's wasn't too, out of the ordinary.
It was kind of special, but just kind of.
Yeah.
Not a bunch of extra stuff. I thought Cody's was cool. The different looks at the old Stardust.
Yes,
jacket,
that was
bodysuit. I guess would be the right word. And some of his different stuff. But maybe it's just being a red-blooded American male. I thought Liv's was the best entrance of the weekend.
Yeah, I forgot about Cody's, how he had kind of like my brother compared it to like Tony Stark's.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
Yep. So I did think that was kind of neat, but I gotta go with Liv as well. Honestly.
Yeah.
Big weekend for songs about trouble, because Liv had her new like trouble song. I think it's what it's called. I wasn't really listening.
Sure.
And EC3's back in TNA with his trouble.
Yeah.
Big weekend for trouble. Yeah.
All right, let's forget about night one ever happened, and let's move on to night two. But before we do, let's hear a word from our buddy Sean Galway.
Hello, all my fellow riders out there. Straight out of your local sports book, this is the Irish Stallion, Sean Galway here. And even with a broken leg, it doesn't stop me from gambling on myself. I'll be back one day, and that's right. I'm here right now with the Dirty Bird, right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
Right here.
All right, night two review. So I guess did my math, it'd be somewhere around 55,000. So they had more. Obviously, overall, I think they were down about 20, 15, 20.
I looked Sunday and I don't remember what it was. It was definitely down. Not like nothing, not like 1,000 or two, but not like a drastic 50,000 or nothing drastic. But yeah, they were down.
Yeah. All right, night two. Let's started this thing off big with, as Primo predicted, less than 5 minutes. Obafemi beats Brock Lesnar. Brock, big showcase match for Oba. I love watching people dance like Oba's walk, like in their place, like out in the crowd and singing and stuff too.
Love it.
Yeah, like it's the new Yeet, but I think it's might have more
better
power. Yeah, until he turns a heel at some point.
You don't need much rhythm to do it. So
yeah. But perfect showcase for him. And afterwards, there's a lot of speculations of I read some stuff today that maybe they, the only one that knew that this was happening with Brock Lesnar retiring, it was Paul Heyman. You know what I mean? That they kept it from, quiet from somebody else because he didn't want to make a big deal out of it. Then I heard that it's been planned for a while. He's been talking about this for a while, but otherwise he left his, so in wrestling you leave your boots, right? In MMA you leave your gloves. Brock did both here in Vegas, but in case this is the last time we see Brock Lesnar wrestle, what's that one Brock Lesnar moment that you'll always remember, Primo?
Can I give two? They're both from early.
Yeah, I know you got some. Yeah,
both. One is versus The Rock at SummerSlam, and the other one is breaking the ring with Big Show.
Hell yeah, I like those.
Okay, now for me, I love that run, right? But for me, it's the two obvious ones. It's the streak, because I was absolutely adamant this is a waste of time. Brock's not beating Undertaker. Why are we doing this? And Brock wins.
You were that guy in the crowd,
basically. Right. And then that SummerSlam that same year, he just destroys Cena for the first time.
Right.
It's a Super Cena, and Brock takes him to Suplex City, and it's
Suplex City, yeah,
just demolishes him. What did we just watch? But yeah, those are my two.
Outside of TV, I can't remember what the pay-per-view was that I went to, but I saw it live. The main event was Brock versus Big Show for the title. And there ended up being a pallet jack.
Judgment Day 03. It's
there you go. Yeah.
When he goes off
stretcher
of
match.
Yes.
It's a stretcher match.
Yeah,
he uses a forklift to stretcher Big Show out.
Yeah,
I did not know that. That is sick.
Yeah, and I'll never forget the visual to this day. So it's happening to the right of me, and I just remember I'll never forget the seeing Brock driving and that the forklift lifted Big Show up on that pallet. He was just laying off he's dead. And then Brock just leaves him up there. You know what I mean? It just it was great, man. I always remember that. But yeah. So I mean, Oba's already a star. People start saying his name as soon as music hits. I mean, this dude he's the next big thing, if there's a next big thing kind of right now. But
Michael Cole said that.
Love this. Did he? Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Still
Yeah,
my
I
gimmick,
thought-
Michael.
I thought this was perfect. Like we had talked
Was.
about it, text messages. We talked about it on the pod last week. This is exactly what it needed to be. I don't think Brock's done though until this Gunther favor pops up as something else. The whole time I was like, this is just setting up Gunther's favor because man, Brock was more of a baby face walking out of there than he has been in years, if
Ain't
not
that
ever.
true? Yep.
Everybody was cheering him. He, like DB said, he puts down the glove. When he started taking off the gloves for a second, though, I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, wait, okay,
Yeah.
This is how they're going to get to Gunther has a favor. And the favor is going to be, Paul, get your guy out of retirement. Let's go. I want my match. Is what I think. I could be proven wrong. The favorite could be a bag of jelly beans or something. Who knows? But
Right.
I don't think he's done.
Well, I mean, I thought he was crying in the middle of the ring, so consider me
emotional.
worked.
Yeah.
I think and if he is done, this was the perfect match for him to be done.
Okay, I was going to say that, and I forgot to say it, but thank you, Primo. If he does come back, the retirement's not going to be better than this.
Right.
So this was so out of left field, and everybody like, oh no, Brock's done. Oh, thank you, Brock.
Yeah.
Turned babyface just like that, like a snap of a finger. Like if he does come back and wrestle Gunther at SummerSlam, like I think will happen, the retirement ceremony will not hit this hard. So I kind of hope they don't for that reason. Yeah,
Put him in the Hall of Fame next year too.
Ooh, what about the shooting star on Kurt Angle?
that's another one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
Next up, match of the weekend. If you ask DB, the ladder match: Javion, Dragon Lee, Penta, Rusev, JD. My pick, Rey Mysterio, did not win. Penta retains. I heard a Rusev Day chant that made my just night. I love it that people haven't forgot. But man, that Javion OG cutter, man, that thing was nasty. And Rusev, I mean, props to him, dude. He just stuck his neck out there and let him pull him all the way down from pretty high. But I mean, that's going to be a highlight reel forever. But man, this match was awesome. It's perfect. We've seen everything with these matches. You know what I mean? So they got to put these things together, good now. And man, this one was just chef's kiss, man. I loved it, and I loved that Penta ended up retaining too. It was great.
Yeah, they teased Javon a few times, and we saw Ray more than I thought we would see Ray in this match. And not only that, all the luchadors were matching, wearing red, and
Yeah.
it was fun. That. I mean, this match is right up my alley. This was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one was on ESPN, and you put this one up against the 6-man from night one. I mean, this is the match where, people are going to be saying, like, Dad, can we buy this ESPN app so I can watch the rest of the show? Because this is awesome. This is what needs to be on ESPN. Now, on that note, I was very pissed off that JD and Dragon Lee and Rusev didn't get entrances shown on ESPN.
Right.
They were come back from commercial, we're already in the ring. Again, it's Wrestlemania. Give these guys their entrance.
It was the same way on Netflix as well.
Yeah. Okay. I was curious about that. Good to know. But on the actual match itself, yeah, absolutely sick. Ray jumping all over the place, getting thrown all over the place. I saw a meme that's like, Brock and Cena and AJ are retiring, and Rey Mysterio's out here at 50, whatever, doing springboards into ladders. On that OG cutter, yeah, it was sick. But the whole time I'm like, Rusev, just don't stick your neck out, brother. Like, he wouldn't have reached you if you just stay on the ladder. Like, you're good,
dude. Yeah,
just stay in your spot. But no, like, I think this type of match is where Penta shines. Like we've seen it in AEW and different ladder matches. Like he's just made for the ladder match, doing the different Mexican destroyers, and especially considering I picked him, I was very happy to see Penta retain.
I don't remember who it was that went through the ladder with Rusev on the outside. That was Rusev, right?
Yeah, I think it was Javion, wasn't it?
But man, I was like, those scare me because I'm always
I
afraid.
think it was Ray, actually.
Their head's gonna hit the rung.
Rusev's was under the. It looked like his went right through the.
Yeah, and like how the ladder like folded in half, like the top half, it like almost hit Ray in the head because the way it cut and like came back up. I think it was Ray. So both these guys are going to get out here.
I always think about Joey Mercury.
Yeah.
When these matches.
Yeah.
Every time I just can't
The
not.
seesaw.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Match number 3 for night number 2. Trick Williams, the Lemon
Willie.
Pepper Steppers, defeated Sami Zayn to become the new U.S. title holder. Here's another celebrity, Lil Yachty, another senseless celebrity on the show.
Yeah.
Whatever. But man, this is, I'm gonna just reiterate because I know a lot of people are gonna listen to this versus the other one. I think the Trick is the next closest thing we're gonna have to a superstar like The Rock. I think he's the next big thing. I think he's, not big like Oba, but I think, this is the
He's
start.
star power.
This is the start, man.
Yeah.
This is it.
No doubt.
This is it. He's already got the music, the look. That dude can talk, maybe better than he can wrestle. You know what I mean? So, and I think he's a good wrestler, man. I think he is full package. This is the beginning. Get him a little small belt. I don't see no holes here yet, other than he just needs some more experience. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, rocket on this guy in a few years.
Yeah, big fan to Trick Willie. I'm glad he won. I was still holding on to maybe placing Carmelo Hayes in there, but that didn't happen. So, no, but either way, I was happy that Trick Williams won. As far as Lil Yachty goes, I don't care as much about this one.
Right.
As far as the star goes, with the Little Yachty, is it Lil or Little? Anyway, with Yachty, it feels like he's just part of Trick's entourage. Like he's not going to fight for him. Trick doesn't need a mouthpiece, so he's just kind of hanging out with him.
You say that, and we're going to end up with like Sami Zayn and George Kittle versus No, I picked Sammy, and like before the finish even happened, like just during the walkouts, it's like, why did I pick Sammy? I'm so stupid. Like, Sammy's not winning this. What was I thinking? The crowd was 1,000% behind Trick and actually booing Sami Zayn. And, like, I still don't know. Like, they're still kind of 50-50 on Sammy, like, from how they're pushing him in storylines and stuff. But, man, there was not a person in that arena not wanting Trick Willie to win. The CVS receipt of a train on his coat. That was cool. Like, it took me a minute to figure out what was going on. Like, it took him a second to get that shot where it showed the whole train on there. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But yeah, short match. I wish I got more time. But yeah, it was all about Trick. And I tweeted it out Sunday night, but Trick and Oba and Javon, they all just debuted or became official on the main roster at the beginning of the year. And they had, three of the biggest reactions of the night, three of the biggest spots of the night. Like, they are firmly riding those coattails as they should, putting those guys in their place where they deserve.
And a year ago, those three were on a triple threat for the NXT title.
Yeah. Mania weekend. Yeah. Yeah. Insane.
Next up, Street Fight Demon Finn is back versus Dirty Dom. Balor wins by pinfall in the coup de grace. Still probably my most hated finisher in the world. I remember when AJ used to be on the pod, he used to love it, and I'd be like, he's just jumping and kicking somebody in the stomach like they do that whole match. But anyway, I'm glad the Demon's back.
Coup de grace.
Yep, and I'm glad they protected the Demon a little bit here. But what do you guys think of this one?
Finn's back in short boys. Number one.
Yeah.
He let the legs out. The Demon's back. You're right. They gave the Demon the win, which is the right move. We all hoped that would happen. And I mean, I was really looking forward to this match. So I don't have a lot of negative feedback, but this was another table fest, and this match was a table fest.
Yup.
I was very excited for this, and I was kind of let down, honestly. I thought they kind of just ran through it like they did most of the matches this weekend. I was hoping for a better presentation of the Demon. It felt more like the Vince, just way over the top, goofy stuff. And I think part of that may have been because it was still so, it was sunlight. It was still so light in the arena. You couldn't really get a good, like, the Demon coming out of the dark type thing.
Yeah.
But man, and this should not be my hang up because it's not part of the story at all. Okay, but Dom's entrance, right? He comes out with like 100 luchadors. and this is a street fight, and you're fighting the demon, and you just send all the luchadors to the back. Like, you got an army here, man. You're king of this army. Like, use them to take out the guy. But like, I know it's not part of the story. I just got really hung up on that.
You're thinking too logical.
But yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but I'll say it again. Like, it was fine. I had high expectations, and it was just fine.
Yeah.
I did think it was funny at the very beginning, though. Not to cut off the end there, but when Finn was coming out and he was all tangled up in all the streamers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
WWE Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill.
Thank goodness.
Rhea wins via Riptide despite interference from Jade's girls Meechin and B-Fab. I feel like as soon as Rhea came out and I saw her way she was acting, Jade way she was acting, I'm like, man, this is like Rhea's so jacked up, like she is so jazzed, man. I'm like somebody should have told her to pipe that in a little bit, like be a little more focused. But I could just tell she was excited about winning, and and she won. So here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like I said, I don't love it. I don't hate it. We got to do something here with her. Like, we can't keep going back to her. It's a safe. I know you got to have them, but I just feel like this is like put it back on her. Like, I feel like they kind of had a chance to make Jade here a little bit, let her, Rhea lost to Charlotte her first WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I just felt like we should have went that way, but I don't like I say I don't hate it. I think the EO feud's coming. Looks like kind of, but Rhea's back on top.
Tiffany
like
Stratton
mommy.
wrestling for #1 contendership on the Friday before for the U.S. title. So that's interesting. Anyway,
Sure. Right.
Obviously, I'm super happy that Rhea won. I didn't enjoy any bit of Jade's run. My two favorite moments of this match were when EO did the moonsault she did the springboard moonsault on the outside, and at the same time, simultaneously, Jade was going for a boot, so it looked really cool. I thought that was a cool spot. And then the Rhea's reversal into the Riptide, that was cool.
Yeah, those were the same two spots I had in my head. I thought the finish actually looked cool. This is the one match I didn't mind, other than Brock and Oba. That one, we talked about it needing to be short. I thought this one needed to be short just because I didn't want to see Jade go long. I'm not a huge Jade fan. It hasn't clicked for me. She's got a great look, but that's about it. And I get it's pro wrestling, and that you can go quite a ways on just a look. Like I understand that. It's kind of crazy to think about. Like, Rhea lost the title right before last year's Mania to EO. This is the first time she's got it back. And the whole year with Rhea and EO teaming up, we were like, well, eventually they're going to turn on each other, and that'll be Mania next year. They'll go back to it. And they never did. It's still sitting out there waiting for it. Maybe it's coming soon. Maybe they're going to put them on different brands, and we'll get back to it, SummerSlam or next year's Mania or something. But, like, I thought about that. Like, it was Charlotte and Alexa and Rhea and EO. That both of them were like, well, they're just teaming up to set up the eventual Mania match. And, like, both teams survived it through Mania. And I was like, hey, yeah, how often do you see teammates surviving through Mania season? Like, good for them.
Right. And then next up, we have a piss break. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, a Danhausen segment.
Spot of the night.
Man, this was one of the best spots.
Yeah, this depends on who you ask. But so here comes Danhausen to interrupt along with Kit Wilson and Miz. Danhausen had a lot of little people with him dressed up like him that came down. Cole called them the bad name you're not supposed to call them.
Yeah, he said he was allowed.
He was allowed. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the kids love this segment with Cena and Danhausen out there. Like, I'm not dumb enough to realize that this ain't for me. But what I mean, this is great though.
I was gonna say, what I mean? The kids and myself, maybe.
yeah. I mean, what is it? Is it like the funny curse thing? Y'all think he's funny, right? Just
I do. I like
Make his ass wrestle like the Hurricane, then I'm in. Okay,
he doesn't have to wrestle.
He needs to wrestle. No, he does need to.
He wrestled Kit like 2 weeks ago.
I know. But I'm saying
And he won.
more of that.
Pyro shot up Kit's ass.
That's true.
Right. Accidental pyro.
No, okay. So I mentioned it last week. The one thing I wanted out of this Mania was Cena and Danhausen, and I wanted like Kit Wilson to get something.
Well, this is the greatest ever then for you.
Yeah. This was my highlight of the weekend. The rest of the show sucked, and this was like the one good spot. When Miz and Kit came out, I was like, okay, here we go. It's going to happen.
Right.
And like even Cena being like, okay, we'll take your moment. Like you want a moment, go ahead and take your moment. And then Danhausen hitting 6 weeks or so after he got booed out of the building in Chicago. Screw you, Chicago. Huge pop. All the Minniehausens. He, rides down into the ring in a vehicle. The Minniehausen just punches Kit right in the dick. They dogpile on him. He hits the what did he call it? I forget what Michael Cole called it. Hit the 5-knuckle shuffle while doing the curse, and disappeared under the ring where we all could easily see him. Honestly, this was my highlight of the whole weekend. Indie, WrestleMania, whatever. This was my favorite spot. I loved it. Maybe this is just my sense of humor or something, but this was my favorite part.
You like it better than Punk and Reigns?
Maybe so, because this was the first. This was the first. Because the ESPN, the Oba match and the ladder match, they were good, but the rest of the card, I just went right back to Sunday. There's so much I did not like about this weekend. Their presentation, we can get into maybe that more later. I don't know, but there was just so much of it. It's supposed to be WrestleMania, and it's not WrestleMania at all. This was the first time I actually enjoyed myself in a couple hours at this point.
Sure.
And it led into Roman and Punk, which was absolutely awesome. But yeah, I loved this.
I think he cracks me up. It's corny humor. It's
who's funnier, him or R-Truth? Who's funnier?
R-Truth.
Yeah.
To me.
I'd go Danhausen.
But Danhausen is hilarious. And by the way, R-Truth has been calling Danhausen Oscar, so that's funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then anyway, that's a whole thing. I found the whole thing to be hilarious. I was laughing. I laugh anytime he gets on TV, so I like a good comedy segment.
All right. Main event. Saturday night.
Acknowledge me.
Check that. Sunday night. Finally a working match. Here we go. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. I like this match. I thought it told a lot of stories inside of it. Basically, Punk seemingly throwing everything he had at Roman, and it wasn't good enough. Even low blows, just couldn't get the win. Roman coming out on top with the win. I feel like this is kind of like a big statement win for Roman. It kind of sets the future a little shaky for Punk. Moving forward. I feel like this tapped into the old man. He's they saw the old man. Couldn't hang with the the younger, fresher, tribal chief. That kind of stuff. But I feel like that Roman's probably really primed for another big run here. He's already telling us we're going to see him all summer. But I feel like, in the end, I love this for Punk because he was in the main event last year, but this was the real main event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For Sunday night. This is the real main event. You can call Saturday night one main event too, but this is the real one. This is the big match. Punk finally in it. Congratulations to him, finally in that main event. And it kind of adds to the storyline of how he's always had to grind, the indie guy coming in. He didn't fit the mold, and the storyline was, even though he lost, to the guy that was, molded and served everything he still kind of won by, getting to be in the main event. I went back and watched this one over again today at work when I had a little bit of time, and I still dug it just as much. I saw some small little intricacies of, the way Punk was selling stuff, really working the old man, like the exhaustion, that kind of stuff. Like I thought this was chef's kiss by both these guys, two fucking professionals that, know how to work. I mean, this basically saved WrestleMania, if you ask me. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways. But yeah, in a 2-night overbooked circus, just diluted with celebrities and stuff outside of wrestling, I felt like these guys brought it back to wrestling and closed it out the right way. Thought it was a great main event. It was awesome. I would have been all right with both these going, if, had it gone either way. But I mean, obviously Roman's the money, and there's a lot more storyline going that way. And Punk can work with other people now too. I mean, instead of like in that main card line, when you're carrying a belt, you're kind of waiting on people. I mean, you got to get feuds set up. And then when you don't have them, more chance for him to to work for other people. And I'm kind of curious to see how much longer he goes too. I mean, I feel like this, might be the pinnacle, for him. So, he might, go another 5 years, who knows, but, I like this a lot. Primo, Dylan, would you go first on this one, on this main event, man? What'd you think? How'd you feel like it all shaked out?
Yeah, easily best match of the weekend.
For sure.
It's crazy what happens when you actually tell a story building to a match and then give the wrestlers time to wrestle. Crazy what happens when you do that. Very beginning, hitting the AFI for Punk's entrance had me in the feels. His jacket, super cool. Had Harley Race's crown. Had like a Puerto Rican flag for AJ. Had the names of some people that have like passed away recently. Like Kerwin Sylphies was like the only name I recognized, but a couple more backstage people. And Bo, I forget his last name, but Bo that was in a band.
Looters.
Saw a bunch of Looters. Yeah, thank you. Saw a bunch of people talking about that when he passed. Like that was a really nice note from Punk. And then, yeah, like DB touched on a lot of it, like the match itself. Because if you think back, what was the line that got Punk to throw that first blow in their promo?
You're old.
With Roman calling him old. They said so much shit to each other, but that was the one where Punk was like, nope, that's over the line. So for that to be kind of the story of the match, like Punk giving it everything he had and just not having enough in the tank, not having that fuel that maybe he would have had 15 years ago. Who's to say? I thought that was just awesome storytelling. Maybe the two best in WWE. You'd have to throw Cody right up there with them, probably Seth right there as well. Two of the best in the world. Roman finally gets that belt back, and DB touched on it at the very end. I had the same thought. Like, I wonder how much longer Punk goes. He's not really in that like discussion we've been having of people that could retire at any moment. But, he took all that time away. He came back. He's worked with Roman. He finally, I agree. I actually main evented last year. Last year's main event felt very forced. It was like, we got a favor. The favor is you're the main event. Like that whole thing, great match, but it seemed forced. This year, it was like actually the main event. And it's got to be in the discussion. Maybe this is just impulse, a couple of days after, but got to be in the discussion. It's one of the best Mania main events of all time. Yeah, I loved it. Great stuff.
Yeah, so I definitely loved it. I love the outcome. I think it's kind of I don't know what you want to call it, but we can call it poetic if you want. That Roman the belt that was created because Roman was holding the other belts for so long. When Roman finally decided, hey, I'm going to go take that belt now, he did. Right. And so now, you know what I mean? So he has that belt. But in the time that you watched it, Dylan, and the 2 times that you watched it, DB, somewhere in there, did you guys figure out why the steel stairs were allowed?
That pissed me off. That pissed me off.
No.
Like I said, a blatant DQ.
Yeah. Right in front of the
I
ref.
kind of got over it
was
because the match was so good. But yeah, right in front of the ref.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get over that. Obviously, I still enjoyed it, but I was just like, What the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
Was
in
it-
real
is this
time,
like-
I was like, "That's the obvious DQ. What are we doing?"
I was like, is this like the Dom and Demon match where they last second made it a street fight or whatever? Anyway, no, I thought it was good. You guys are right. Where they played on the old man. That last go to sleep when he lifts him up and he just collapsed, and then Rowan sent him home. That was great. The whole thing was cool. Even the aftermath, with Roman and Oba afterwards in the post show. Oba said he's coming for Roman. He said OTC can get some at the end of the year. And so I'm just like, and then of course, like DB mentioned, Roman said you'll see plenty of him this summer, which the summer is on the other side of May. So hopefully that's sooner rather than later. Anyhow, I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. So night 2 entrances, any of those that jumped out at you? I think Oba's was fun just for participation, not really anything, big, but 55,000 people, doing Oba's.
I will say I was doing the Oba walk with Oba, and halfway through it, I was like, "Shit, this is a long ramp." And then I really enjoyed Dom's actually. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was cool seeing the demon coming back. Romans was cool. Punk's was really cool.
Yeah.
But
I mentioned that a second ago, DB. But Punk's had to be my favorite. Just the old school, the AFI, like I just mentioned, the names on the coat. Dom. I thought Dom's was cool. Night 2, it felt in the moment at least like night 2 had like actual WrestleMania entrances. Like we talked about some of them from night 1, but it seemed like not a whole lot of them. Night 2 was like these feel more WrestleMania-y, whatever you call that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's run over some things that happened on Monday. I love the WrestleMania recap video that they did to start off. They're still unmatched when it comes to making that kind of stuff. I wrote down, I love watching people do Oba's walk again. Ethan Page made his debut. Hell yeah, Ali, go, let's go. I was happy about that. Punk come out and put
that was good.
Pretty
that
big
was really good
promo. I felt Punk's promo. He still won without the victory. You know what I mean? It's kind of way I feel.
And the way, just to butt in here, DB, sorry, but the way Cody, came out and they had their whole back and forth, and just the way they ended that of, like, hey, Punk, just say win.
Yeah.
I love how open that ended that is, because that could be a month from now. That could be SummerSlam. That could be next year's Mania. Just whenever Punk decides, hey, remember we told me to say win? Well, win.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be immediate.
Right.
It could, I love that.
Win.
The makeup on Cody's eye was awful.
I gotta say that I said it a few weeks ago when there was Cody and Stephanie McMahon, and I'm gonna say it again. Why was Cody on Raw? I don't know. I know it's the Monday after WrestleMania. He's had 2 days to go back to wherever and be prepared.
I mean, Rhea was on Raw too. She's got to go to SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, she was. I was questioning that as well.
Yeah,
I
just
think
for her to say bye to EO again.
Like 2 weeks or so, 2 weeks before Mania, and like the week after. I think you almost have to give them a grace period because there's so much coming and going, and everybody's there, and people are tuned in for the Raw after Mania. So let's throw all of our people out there. And it looked like Rhea and EO were saying goodbye. So I'm assuming they'll be separated. Cody will be back on SmackDown, but Fatu is a SmackDown guy, and I know I'm jumping ahead, but Fatu the SmackDown guy, and he showed up to challenge Roman.
Yeah,
and true.
Like, their brand split isn't really a hard drawn brand split now, and I kind of like it. I like it.
Used to be.
Yeah.
They're advertising Backlash in like 2 weeks.
Backlash.
So in Tampa. So that's quick. What was up with all the smiley shirts last night?
Those
You
are
noticed that?
green shirt guys.
I know.
Yeah,
He
it
sells
was
them.
I'm okay. I'm talking out of my ass because I know nothing. But like all of those people on that front row sit on the front row all the time. You know, like I don't know if it's every show, but at least like every pay-per-view or most of them. I'm assuming it was just something they had planned out.
The front row is
amongst
always the same
themselves.
people, or it was just the same people for Mania?
Not every show, but a lot of those same people.
Like Raw, SmackDown, all of them.
Probably not every show, but like every pay-per-view, I'd say. At least most of them.
Did he freeze?
Did I freeze or did he freeze?
Did you freeze, Dylan? Can you see me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna say that the green shirt guys, yes, I don't know. Maybe they were because a few weeks, I don't know, maybe a month ago, green shirt guy wasn't there for like 3 shows or so, and they had a couple different green shirt people. And now, they Monday night they had a whole damn army of green shirt guys.
Right.
Yeah.
We got Sol Ruka on the main card now.
Yeah.
End of an era. I thought once again, if Brock is done, they did a video package of Brock. You know what I mean?
Pretty cool.
Showing and then we finally see Montez.
Yes,
there's Montez. You know he is there.
Yes.
I think Angelo Dawkins told him that his pullout game was weak on Twitter or something like that. It was funny. I was dying laughing. Wrestlers sitting with the fans. I hate that. I always hate it. Yeah, it's just awful. But I don't even know even what they're doing. But a couple more notes here on Monday. You think this is the rebirth of Finn? You think he gets a legit run this time, single?
I could only hope.
Yeah, right. We can't.
He's back in the short trunks.
He stayed in the short boys.
Yeah. I'm not getting my hopes up.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something a little controversial here, and I don't know if y'all like this or not, but I think it's time for Joe Henry to change his gimmick. It's time to do something else with him. I think it would be a nice refresher.
It'd be hard to have him and Danhausen on the same show.
Oh,
I think we'll see Danhausen instead of doing both shows like he has been. I think he'll just be on one or the other, whichever one Joe's not on. But I think they'll keep doing it for a little bit because it's probably going to be new to like the main roster audience. But I could see him changing it up soon.
Last 2 notes for Monday night. Roman looks a little weird with that belt, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like I feel like he doesn't look a little. I gotta get used to it. I'm used to seeing the undisputed one with him. You know what I mean? So when he put that one on, when he finally flipped it over his shoulder, I was kind of like, like he brought it up. But so Roman's music hits right, and he turns around, and there's the Usos on his way to go to the curtain, and he stops at the curtain, and he turns around, looks at the boys.
To the twos,
and we the
ones.
Yes.
I love a good reunion. I love this. It felt good. Yes. And looks like they're back. So but 3 days of WWE WrestleMania basically. So I mean, obviously lots of complaints about the weekend. Smelly Mark the whole weekend between Friday or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, WrestleMania. I don't think this one's anywhere in the books for top 20 or 25 as some of the greatest ever. I just don't see it. But they got to do better next year. But speaking of next year, what do y'all think about next year? We're going to be watching it on like at noon.
Yeah, it will be. That will be a plus.
Man, I don't know if it not to get super real world here, but if it stays,
that's true.
Yeah, but coming out, guys, I was just so depressed as far as WWE goes coming out of this weekend. Like we had a ton of great stuff on the indies. I had a whole cheesecake between like Wednesday and Sunday. Like it was still a great wrestling weekend, but the WWE stuff, I was just so deflated. Like to Smelly Market, I'm gonna go like a 4, man. Like this was not WrestleMania. It was, a quick match 5 minutes of commercials, come back, show some celebrities, and introduce another movie package we're about to see, and then come to the match. They're like outside of the main events each night, Saturday and Sunday. None of the matches had like a actual package getting you hyped up for the match. There was no fun stuff backstage. Like, I'm not saying everybody on the roster has to be on the show, but give me some backstage interactions. Like, between two nights, you got nothing for Chelsea Green. Really? Like, throw like an APA, like poker game or something, was to have just people in and out. Like Roman, you talk about Roman and the Usos on Monday. You couldn't have done like a backstage, somebody interviewing the Usos on Sunday night before Roman's match, or Roman bumping into him Sunday, or something. Like, it was just so TKO. I don't even know what the right word for it is. Just, no extra, just a very, I'm struggling to find the right word, because it was just very like cut and paste. Like, okay, match, shit ton of commercials.
Yeah.
Come back for like 2 seconds, pick our next match is so-and-so presented by this, and here's a movie trailer for it. Yeah. And then do their just the same thing. Like, maybe they did some stuff on the pre-show, but the pre-shows were 3 hours each day, and nobody's watching that. Like, I don't care if you had hype packages there, that doesn't count. It did not feel at all like a WrestleMania. I was very, very aggravated and confused on Saturday, and just did not enjoy WrestleManias. Roman and Punk almost saved it. That's why I'm going to 4 or 5, whatever I said. The Danhausen stuff followed by Roman and Punk. That was awesome. That last hour was great. But other than that, I just really did not enjoy myself.
Yeah. Well, before I smelly market, I want to say that it'd be cool if on Monday night, this, how when Jacob came out and he said, whatever, because he's talking about the title, and he says, but Backlash is when you will acknowledge me. It'd be cool if they put a stip on it that if obviously Jacob loses, he has to join the reformed bloodline. That'd be neat. So going back to smelly marking it, I don't know if it was just me or if it was the actual runtime, but night 2 felt shorter than night 1. Maybe because
it was a little shorter. Yeah.
Night 1, I was also right here, freaking stuffing my face with chips and queso and beer.
Yeah.
And it was a great time. And it really got me through that Randy Cody match at the end. And the Raw after Mania was cool. I don't really have a whole lot of negative feedback for that. I will say the part of my score here is going to be the build up to Mania and my hype level. Mm-hmm. And it felt kind of off coming into Mania. I want to say it was last year, the year before, when they had Pat McAfee show on at WWE World every single day.
Yeah.
They had something going on where you could watch it on WWE Live YouTube channel every day. Now, I will say this year they did have 6 Feet Under with John Cena was there, and then they had the matches at WWE World.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wasn't as into the whole week-long thing as I usually am. And I don't know. I did, the hype wasn't as high as I thought as it usually is. I'll say that. So overall, because Roman won, and I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah, I would say 5. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'll never watch this one ever again. I don't know that I'll. Maybe I'll think about that Roman Punk match in a year or 2 or something. Maybe I'll go seek it back out and watch it. But yeah, this one ain't got no rewatch power. Even the ladder match that I love so much. Like, yeah, it was great, it was awesome, but I don't think I'd go back and watch it. So yeah, this is gonna wash probably out of my brain pretty quickly. I don't have much interest in WWE moving forward from WrestleMania like I usually do. Yeah. Monday night. Usually I'm like, oh man, Monday night's gonna draw me back in. And yes, Ethan Page is on, back on there. But if that's kind of like the only thing I'm interested in at the, I can seek out Ethan segments. You know what I mean? They're gonna have a hard time getting me to watch a whole Raw, for right now. So I don't know. I was thinking.
I started it late last night. It's normally Raw after Mania is like one of the only ones I watch live, but last night I started it at like 9 our time, so I could fast forward through all the commercials. I was like, I've given you the last 2 nights of commercial-filled wrestling. Like, I'm not doing that for a third straight night. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we go home, boys, gotta figure out how bad we did on our picks. Here we are. Dylan coming in with the big win with 10 solid picks. Primo coming in second with 7 correct picks, and me coming in third with 6 awful picks. So,
damn, I picked Punk. What the fuck?
Yeah, because I remember saying specifically, I'm wearing a Punk shirt and I'm picking Roman. You're wearing a Roman shirt and you're picking Punk. Like, what is going on?
Because I thought I was going to get swerved. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like if we knew Paige was in the match instead of Nikki, we might have picked that one different. But none of us getting that one right. But we also didn't care about that one.
Yeah.
I just can't get over picking Sammy. Like, why did I pick Sammy? What was I thinking?
I kind of feel smart for picking Cody. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I think I just looked at it as so much going on that he would probably retain. And I think I probably thought Roman was winning, and I don't know. I didn't think both of them were going to, change. But
unanimous on Becky.
Yeah.
You guys talked me into that one. I remember that one. I started out as AJ, and you guys talked me into Becky.
Right.
Yeah. And DB almost talked me into Ray, but I stuck with Penta. So.
I mean, I tried. I tried. Yeah.
I just went wild card with Rusev.
Yeah.
I just,
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is going to put a wrap on the WrestleMania episode here. Thank you guys for letting us talk to you in your ear for the last hour and a half. We'll be back on schedule. I think we got a brand new Dreamwave Prelude dropping next week, and then I think a week after that, the kickoff of May, Primo's bringing us another episode of Cheap Pops, and then we'll be back on Flagships right after that. So thank you guys for watching on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you guys for downloading on Apple, Spotify, all those podcast platforms. Thank you guys for listening. Really do appreciate it, and hope you enjoyed WrestleMania. If you went to the show, I hope you enjoyed your $150 tomahawks. So next year in Riyadh should be interesting. So but do we know where it's at year after that? No,
not official.
Was it granted one?
It's supposed to be coming to Indy.
I say, when does it come to Indy?
That's the one I'm.
So 28.
That's the Midwest. Let's go.
Like
yeah.
All right, boys, let's get out of here, man. We'll see you guys next time. I am the Dirty Bird for Primo and Dylan. We'll see you guys next time. Keep spreading the good word of wrestling.
Bang!